y'all do not know how many times I've tried to film this one video. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you don't know me already, my name is Kim, and just a little bit about myself. Well, actually, I'm gonna probably do like a little Q&A, so that way you guys can find out more details about me rather than me sitting here trying to brainstorm things to say about myself, because honestly, sis, I don't even know. But anywho, as you could see from the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about how I found out I was pregnant at 19, and just my reaction, and then how my mom and dad reacted. Basically, back in March, you know, I was talking to this guy. It was kind of like a casual, like a casual thing. It was, you know how that goes. Y'all, my ladies, y'all know how that goes. We're together all the time, and y'all know. Y'all can go ahead, use your imagination. I know I was supposed to, get my next cycle in April, and come April, I'm kind of just like, where you at? Because my body works like a clock. Like, I've never experienced really being, super duper late. No later than like 2 days at most. Because like I said, my body is like a clock and I track it through my app. So when it says it's expected on, for example, April 8th, I'm expecting it to come on April 8th, if not no later than 2 days after that. So kind of like the whole week, I was just kind of like, the week that my period was supposed to come, I was kind of just like, where you at? I didn't really think much of it though, also at the same time, because it was kind of like, yeah, bye, me get pregnant right now, yeah, okay, I can't even get pregnant. And which was stupid, because I knew what I was doing. But yeah, so around like the 3rd day of it being late, I remember I was getting like my symptoms of my cycle, as far as like I was getting cramps, back pain, my boobs are really tender, headache. I had all my normal period symptoms, and I'm just like, okay, she's gonna come. Like, to me, it was like a glimmer of hope, because when you have your symptoms, I'm like, it's gonna come now. But she never showed, basically. So that was 3 days of being late. I waited like 5 or 6 days after the fact, before I was like, dang, like, yeah, maybe I could be pregnant. It didn't really run too much across my mind, because at the same time I was still kind of saying to myself, like, no, like, you're not pregnant, you can't possibly be pregnant. I remember it was like on a Friday night, it was early in the morning, and I had went and I had got a test, because I was like, there's no way I'm gonna sit here and then not know what's going on with my body, because I'm like, why do I have all these symptoms, and my cycle isn't coming. It only could be so much. So I went in, I got a test. Sorry, y'all, I'm out of breath. So I had went and I had got a test, and it was one of the clear blue digital ones. I'll insert a picture if I have a picture of it still from when I found out. But it was a little clear blue digital test, and I remember I had, I took the test, I had set it down on the bathroom sink, and I had walked into my room and was waiting for it to, tell me the result. And I was kind of like pacing back and forth, like, what if this does say that, like, you know, you kind of messed up a whole lot of, like, a whole bunch of your plans. Like, I had so much planned for myself, especially that upcoming week. And it was just like, if it does say you're pregnant, you know, things are gonna change. So I was kind of just like, if this says positive, you know, things are gonna change, you know, you're gonna be raising a whole human. And then if it's negative, we ain't got nothing to worry about. But there was like that part of me where it was kind of like, I just knew, because my body never reacted like that before. And so I remember I had eventually started walking back to the bathroom because I'm like, I gotta check the test. It's been like, it was sitting on that counter for like over like 10 minutes. I'm like, I gotta go check this test. And so before I could even walk, you know, into the bathroom to see what it said, I'm like, this thing, I know it's gonna say pregnant. So like, I'm kind of like leaning over to see what it says. Lo and behold, it said pregnant. And when I tell you, my jaw fell to the floor and my heart fell in my butt. I was very, very shook, because it was like, wow, like, I'm gonna have a whole human growing in me. It was just kind of like a shocker. Well, it wasn't like that big of a shocker, because like I said, at the end of the day, yeah, I was doing things. So it wasn't like that was so crazy to happen. But it was just kind of like the thought of it and everything. But yeah, so it said pregnant, and again, like I said, I was shook. And at that point in time, I was like, what do I do? I didn't know what to do, who to tell, what to say. A part of me was a little bit excited, although I always said, like, I don't want any kids or whatever. Like, I never had intentions of having kids. You know, I was still in college and working and stuff. So it wasn't like I wasn't planning on having any at all, especially this early and this young. So during that night, I was just really emotional. I was crying because I was like, what is my mom gonna say? What is my dad gonna say? What are people gonna think about me? Not necessarily that I cared so much about that, but I kind of felt like I was falling into like the stereotype or whatever. And because who would have thought it would have been me? Like, so at the time of me taking the test, I knew I had to be at least 4 or 5 weeks along. So I knew it was still like, it was still really early, because like I said, I had just missed my cycle. I had ended up texting my sister, because again, like, I didn't know who to tell, who to talk to about this. And she was just kind of like, you gotta tell mom, etc., etc., and how she was only gonna give me 48 hours to tell her, because I can't keep that a secret. And then it was like, it kind of made me mad in a way, because I felt like I was being forced to tell her too quickly, and it wasn't on my time. But at the same time, I kind of felt like, yeah, she's right. You know, I do kind of need to tell her, because I can't keep that a secret. And so I ended up texting my mom. I was just like, and it's funny because I was on FaceTime with my friend, and I remember my mom had ended up coming upstairs while I was telling my friend about the situation, and I thought she had had overheard me speaking about it or whatever, about the fact that I was pregnant. But she had asked me to do something, and then she went back downstairs. But I was like, see, that's too close of a call, like, because she could have easily heard me and then been like, what did you say? So I remember I had ended up texting her like a little bit after she had walked out of my room, and I was just like, Mom, I gotta tell you something. And when I tell y'all, I was so scared. Like, it felt like my heart was just gonna fall out of my chest. And I think like the biggest thing was like, I just didn't want to disappoint my mom, because yeah, I'm grown, but at the same time, it's like I still had stuff I needed to do before I could even think about having a kid. Like, I wanted to finish college. I wanted to be more stable, you know, have my own everything, like my own place, just my own everything, like before I even thought about, you know, having children or anything like that. And I didn't really want to disappoint her, because if anything, that was going to hurt me the most. My mom had texted me back saying, "What, you pregnant?" I was just like, what you mean? Like, I didn't even get to come out and say it. And I was just like, I texted back and I was like, yeah. And then she goes, "Oh, I already knew." I was just like, what you mean? How you know? And I just found out, like, come on now, what do you mean? And then she was just kind of like, how I was acting differently and my actions was different, you know, and stuff like that. And I'm like, I believe it, because it's true. I was acting a little different ever since I found out about it. It was like I was acting, you know, I was acting funny. I wasn't acting like my normal self anymore. And so I could see how it probably was easy to pick up on. And then what could I possibly have had to say saying, "Mom, I gotta tell you something." You know what I mean? So that happened, and basically it's like she wasn't mad at me. She wasn't anything. She's still supportive now. Like, nothing has changed. Our relationship is good. Like, there's nothing I could say that was a shocker for me in her reaction, because I felt like she was gonna be cool about it, and she was gonna be supportive. And it was my sister who made me feel like she was gonna snap and be mad at me or whatever. But I'm like, at the same time, I'm grown. Like, there's only so much you could do. Like, it happened and I'm choosing to keep it. So what else could you say but to be there and support your kid? But anywho, so that was how my mom reacted. And then as far as my dad goes, I don't live with my dad, but I remember I was around like 14 weeks. So I waited a while before I even told him anything. Mostly because, like, I didn't really even know how to bring that up to him, especially like my dad. Like, what do you say? What do you say to your dad when, you know, finding out that you're pregnant, but you're still young? Like, you wouldn't expect me to have a child this young. So it was like, I felt like he would just be like, you know, I didn't think he would be as, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, not necessarily say I thought he was going to be mad, but I didn't think he was going to be as supportive as he is. And so, you know, I ended up calling him on the phone because my mom, I remember I was telling her, I was like, I still haven't told my dad yet. And she was like, how I need to tell him, like, I shouldn't keep waiting and putting it off because he's not even going to be as mad as, like, I thought he was going to be. And so, I remember one day I just picked up the phone and I ended up calling him. And I was just like, hey, you're going to be a granddad again. He was just like, what do you mean? Because I also have an older brother. And he was like, what do you mean? And he's the only one that has kids. He's like, what do you mean? Your brother's having another baby? And I'm just like, no, it's me though. And he was just kind of like, oh, okay. Which was very shocking to me. I mean, but at the same time, it's kind of like, what could you possibly say? Also at the same time. So he was like really cool about it. You know, he asked me how far along I was. And, you know, I haven't been going to the doctor, etc., etc. And he's been like cool about it too. I can't say neither of my parents really had a bad reaction. They reacted the complete opposite than what I did think initially, which is, I guess, a good thing. But overall, they're both really supportive. And that's that. I will be updating y'all in another video as far as what my bump looks like, and just everything that I got going on right now, more in detail about the baby, what I'm doing to prepare for the baby. Yeah, I have a lot more videos dropping, hopefully before I deliver, and I'll say probably a video a week up until I deliver, because I am kind of busy throughout the week. But yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, be sure to leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well, and I hope to see you guys in my next video.
You say you all about money, yeah, I'm on that cash, I'm in my bag,